So do we just go back to the Lee Sin? I mean, Tian had a fair, well, I'm not going to say an alright performance. It went a bit sideways, let's be realistic for Tian, but it does give kind of the early control that you want, and I mean, yeah, just going to lock it back in alongside the Aphelios here, so nothing too, like, untoward or a little bit unexpected coming through here, and it feels like for V5, you just go over towards the Jinx, something that can kind of, like, outrange the Aphelios, could be on the cards, and Butch, I know you're a little bit of a fan of the Ashe, but I don't think we're going to get it.
No, I don't think we're going to see the Ashe coming on through on this one. Could be. I mean, Ashe is actually pretty good on the patch.
Yeah.
It's not really been seen in the LPL at very least. One thing I'm just pondering, was Karsa playing the Hecarim in the last game?
Yeah.
I think he was, which means his 100% win rate on
it's
Hecarim
ruined.
is
Only
now
90%.
gone. Only 90% win rate.
He
just
sucks.
a meager 90% win rate on the Hecarim now for Karsa. It is going to be the Graves that we saw. You know, the Tryndamere ban kind of signals that the Graves get.
Yeah, so I mean, I imagine that you're going to have like something like a Gnar come through here for Wayward, and then we're probably going to get to see a lot more of those mid lane bans coming out on this next rotation. The LeBlanc has been left open, so maybe Knight wants to try and grab the LeBlanc before we go into that next ban phase, just so we can make sure that he has that pick for himself. But it's actually not going to be the LeBlanc hovering the Ryze at the moment.
But that's the early proactivity that we want from top esports. They need to contest this early game and not let V5 get too far ahead. Knight with a mid laner that can push and move, and now they can ban more mid lanes, make sure that Knight has a good setup. Or in fact, could he, I mean, they already have counter pick for top lane, so if you ban out the mid laners as well, top esports in a really good spot.
Yeah, and I think that's basically, I'm kind of like scratching my brain here going like, what the hell do we actually do? Like, you've got Syndra going to be banned away. Maybe you get the Galio ban. Yeah, there it is. And I'm just like, well, what do you actually have left? I think Vex may be kind of one of the answers that we've seen come through for the Ryze in a certain meta games. Maybe actually, I think Rookie could just go back towards the Azir. Rookie in 2020 was probably the best Azir we had in the league. 2021, he was one of the worst Azirs we had in the league. So we'll see what 2022 looks like. But the Gnar hovered here for Wayward. Still trying to make sure that Mark can have that counter pick. So I think from top esports, they've kind of gone, hey, look, we know where our two big lanes lie, right? It's on these carries. Get Knight in a comfortable position and make sure that we can get the counter pick and support to ensure JackeyLove is happy as well.
Yeah, and JackeyLove and Mark have been doing so well in the 2v2. And that's the scariest thing, I think, for V5 on this map, right, is that they do keep on losing out in the 2v2. And, you know, game number one, they quote-unquote won the bottom lane, but that was because the rest of the team influenced that lane. Since that point, it has been going the way of top esports. The Tahm Kench, it feels like V5 are committing to playing weak side on that bottom side.
Yeah, they're kind of going, look, we just need some sort of safety here. And I think that opens up really nicely for the Rakan pick if you want to for Mark. And I think it has worked reasonably well, both sides of the equation when we've seen it. And just such a strong pick. But we'll have to see what Rookie's going to go for. Hovering the Viktor, I'm not the biggest fan. I just don't think Viktor can contest the push that Ryze has. I would actually rather see the Azir and you just play for these like big late game fights. But it is going to be the Viktor, and there is the Rakan.
So the Rakan comes on through in the end alongside JackeyLove's Aphelios. And so we see, once again, top esports, this jungle support having a lot of impetus, right? Having a lot of ways to be aggressive and make things happen. And it's, you know, not really the same for V5, where you've got this Tahm Kench. The ES you can do engage, which is not really your primary function. The Hecarim, though, will be that primary engage tool once again. And we've seen Karsa more than happy to make a fight happen with the Hecarim.
Yeah, my biggest problem with the Hecarim, though, is like just looking at these early stages, you're kind of looking at a Lee Sin and a Ryze on the opposite side. Even Viktor doesn't really offer a huge
Not just
amount
kind
in
of
those
looking
early
at
fights.
it, you are looking at it.
I mean, that is true. But it does mean that when you go for these like 2v2s, it becomes really difficult for you actually to try and take it. Or we could even see these like level 3 plays from Tian in towards the mid with a flash root coming in from the Ryze, setting up for the Lee Sin, like we've seen it countless times. And if that Viktor's flash is burnt, it becomes even more difficult for him to contest the wave. And now we've got Knight out with access to the map. And I think that's the best way that we're going to see top esports play this. The other side of the coin, though, is if you don't get Tian having those successful plays in mid and you're running this Ghost Hecarim, Ryze trying to push that wave by default ends up overextended, and maybe Karsa manages to sneak in and turn that lane around.
Well, Dagda, we're getting ready to jump onto the Rift for game number 4 here. And I'm looking at the bottom lane. I know it's not that exciting of a lane matchup, but Photic and JackeyLove have both had an insane series so far. JackeyLove has not been making those classic JackeyLove mistakes, right? He's not been overstepping too much. You know, it's the odd odd misstep, but generally speaking, he's been firing away. Photic as well, though, the guy that was replaced by JackeyLove, doing JackeyLove things in these team fights. It feels like both are firing on all cylinders in the team fights, and it's a pleasure to watch.
And that's the thing, game 2 was Photic with the hero play.
Yeah.
Game 3 is JackeyLove, not making classic JackeyLove mistakes, but making classic JackeyLove outplays.
Yeah.
And now, again, we're going to have to see it. Jackie.
Oh no! What have I done? The caster curse! JackeyLove has to flash. Karsa trying to chase him down, but JackeyLove surviving for now, but not for long enough. Karsa cuts him down. I'm sorry, top esports fans. What have I done? Oh, that is I mean, why is JackeyLove just solo walking into the jungle anyway? That is JackeyLove.
Just good crack, isn't it? Just good banter.
It was good banter, to be fair. You gotta give him that. Well, that's one way to start the game. So V5 with a 500 gold lead at the 1 minute mark. Not a bad start.
Yeah, definitely. I don't need a replay. Come on, observers. Don't do them like that.
Oh, it's because they'd seen Tahm Kench on the top side. So JackeyLove must have assumed the rest of the team was there. This is actually super smart from V5, to be fair to them.
Yeah, so they thought that maybe some sort of invade was coming in on the top side, and Jackie was just like, all right, well, my due diligence, I'm going to go put a ward, but B5, now at the level 1.
And crucially, JackeyLove used both summoners. So now that 2v2 advantage that we've been talking about, the fact that JackeyLove and Mark consistently winning that 2v2, well, it's going to be tough without compass summons.
Also, the kill went to Karsa. So Karsa went to go back, get those boots, and now you can actually look for plays on the bottom side. But if ppgod is going to kind of mess up like this, maybe you can cover plays in the 2v2.
I take it,
you know?
Right, okay.
We just can't talk about it
turns
anymore.
out, whatever we say, the exact opposite will immediately happen. Top esports don't stand a chance in game number 4.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man. Look,
we have different goals in life. I just want to see top esports win. You're like, this is my chance at millions. Wayward is about to get solo killed. Rich, in the meantime, up in the top lane, just dunks Wayward after Wayward gets the counter pick.
How does that happen? You're not supposed to be able to just, like, sit in on top of this.
JackeyLove, he has no sums and he's taken down. It's a straight lane diff on both sides of the map.
Wait a second.
No way. Rookie, caught in the mid lane. It's the other side, though.
Okay.
It's the other side.
Okay.
We need to calm down, Dagda. We're only 2 minutes into the game. We gotta calm down.
It's 2 minutes into the game. We have 4 kills. This has just been insane. But, again, messy side lanes coming through for top esports. JackeyLove getting exposed with it. Summoner spells. Wayward, I don't know what happened on this top side, that he was like allowing himself to be hit by Rich and not kind of using the minions as that barrier, but that kind of right. But the saving grace for top esports, we talked about these level 3 ganks for Tian. Rookie still has flash though, but Knight has his own.
Dagda, I think we have to be the luckiest casters in the world right now. This series has been insane. After how one-sided so many playoff series have been as well across the world, so excited to see such a bang between the two teams. Rookie trying to get pressure on tonight once more. Knight will be able to get the cannon regardless, but you can see pretty big CS lead in favor of Rookie so far.
Yeah, I mean, the Rookie did manage to get the kind of wave crash before he ended up going down, so at least he's in a decent spot. But here we go, we're going to get the replay. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. Like, Wayward, you kind of just use these minions as a barrier, but he just takes that step too far forward. Level 2, he doesn't respect it. So, Rich just punishing the fact that he had that wave push, and Wayward, that was just sloppy.
Yeah, that one's not fun. And then JackeyLove just getting caught by the knockup. The Flame Choppers immediately followed up. Very nicely done here. Good little combo from Photic and ppgod. And that's the power of that level 1 play that we talked about. The summoners were on cooldown. And then here's the play in the mid lane as well.
And again, it's kind of just like oversteps in all 3 lanes, right? You look at top and bot, just taking that step too far. They can punish Rookie as well, even that spot, just going that little bit too aggressive. But Karsa is in the bush.
Yeah, could cancel his recall, but I don't think he's gonna Giga Chad recall from Karsa. He's like, no, I'm out of here, guys. Don't you dare go for the fight. And you know, we're talking about these missteps from the players, but I know it's only game number 4. The series still has plenty to come. Hopefully, here's Mark will be able to get out with his life. We're talking about how tired our voices are from this game. Think how tired the players are already. With how intense these games have been, you can expect the players are going to start making uncharacteristic mistakes.
It seems like Knight still has his head screwed on right though. You see just leaning down to this bot side, trying to put pressure here, and you can see it's forced Karsa onto this bot side where he has no camps, but Knight actually doesn't have mana, so it's a complete bluff, and now Tian spots Karsa.
Yeah, That's going to be the slow coming out from Tian. Follows up with a ward dash, but Karsa gets onto the chickens to pull himself out to safety. Got a lot of healing off of the chickens as well, thanks to his W. In comes Mark with the follow-up. Knight is there, but doesn't quite get an assist. There's now knock-up from Tahm Kench, but Tian has Mark alongside him. The smite to keep himself healthy. Flashes over the wall. Photic is here as well, but rooted. Damage out from Knight. JackeyLove arriving on the scene. Has the Infernum, has the Graviton, but needs to be cautious not to go too far on his own.
Top Esports won't go down without a fight. Get the pick onto Karsa, and Tian is looking so much better on this Lee Sin. Just the confidence of getting that early kill gives him the confidence to invade Karsa, get in his face, and this is where Top Esports have been playing all split long. In this pocket of using Knight's pressure to set up Tian for invades, play aggressive against the opposition jungler when Tian has things like this Lee Sin, and you're seeing the results, right? Perfectly happy to find this fight once he has his bot lane in tow.
If you think all the way back to get... Oh, wait, there's a play going on in the top side in the meantime. Sonic Wave went wide. Oh, no way. Does he just 2v1 that? Rich literally just comfortably 2v1ing Wayward and Tian. That is bad news bears for Top Esports. That's not a situation that you ought to find yourself in. Tian goes a little wide on the queue. Rich just lazily listens to the left.
Yeah, Rich knows exactly what's up. Manages to step away from Tian, even as Karsa just up in this top side. But I mean, fair dues to Rich, right? Like, gets that kill advantage, a nice little CS lead for himself. And if you're gonna go for this build, which is the lethality build again for Rich, you have a ton of damage and a ton of presence in this early stage. We can push for the tower, shove in waves against Wayward, and if you're just gonna continue losing goals to this tower as Wayward, you're gonna struggle. So I want to see if Knight now, with this level 6 hit, can push in this wave mid and start to rectify this top side of the map in favor of Top Esports, because with both side lanes losing, you need to find success somewhere.
And it's tough to see Wayward have this kind of a series as well. After the split that he has had, after some of the games that we've got to witness where Wayward has been the carry, that's what we said coming into today. We were looking at all three lanes, how insane the matchups were in every single lane. And I feel like the other two matchups have delivered, but Wayward, it's been really one-sided. Realm Warp into the bottom lane here. Flame Chompers will deny Knight for a time. Tian trying to move in as well, jumps forward, but the kick dodged by Photic. ppgod knocked up. This will be one guaranteed here for Top Esports. One more auto does the job for JackeyLove. It's just going to be the one, but a nice pick for Top Esports.
Gives them the Dragon as well. So again, Top Esports playing really well through Knight's presence in the mid lane. It's what we highlighted in this draft was Viktor doesn't have the pressure that you need to shut down the Ryze moving around in these early stages.
And crucially, we're seeing Victory 5 try and match Top Esports on the bottom side there, instead of playing the opposite side of the map, which is what we're so used to seeing V5 do.
Yeah, and I think the biggest issue for them is just that, hey, you know, well, Viktor's already in the area, Karsa had already gone down towards this bottom side, so they're just not really in the position to look for the cross map. And honestly, for V5, they kind of want to isolate Rich into this matchup, especially with how well it's been going so far. But as I say that, Rookie's seeing if maybe he can actually find the answer to the Dragon being taken by Top Esports, but he's just been pushed off the mid wave.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Rookie right now, you're feeling the pressure, right? You're feeling like you need to get out into one of these side lanes, have some influence, because that's what Knight is doing, and it's JackeyLove that's getting ahead. It's Tian that's getting ahead. Tian with a lead on Lee Sin. We've seen terrifying things in that position before. Wayward wants a bit of revenge for earlier. Heavy trade up on the top side. Turns into Mega Gnar, and it means Rich has to back away. Mark moving into the bottom side, flanking his own lane, but Karsa's already here. JackeyLove in trouble, has flash, has heal, but they're not going to be enough. Oh, there's the healing coming out from the Severum. Gets under the tower, but goes down anyway. Karsa behind enemy lines, chased down by Tian. Can the Sonic Wave land? Karsa needs to find the dodge, but the Q lands. Knight behind the scene as well. It's Photic as the target. One more hit finishes the job, and now PP got the target as Tian finishes off Karsa as well. And Top Esports, they go 0-2 down, but they will not go down in the series without a fight.
And just every reaction from Top Esports has been perfect. Knight consistently following the plays from V5 to the bot side. JackeyLove will lose out, losing that big wave to the turret, but mid.
Oh, Rookie, you've made an error here. You've stayed way too long, and you've dug too greedily. They've awakened the Balrog in Tian. The Phoenix is back. He's just on a different team.
And this is why there were a couple of key picks that I was looking at for Knight. We talked about in the last series that like the first series that I got to cast for Top Esports. It was things like the Vex, the Ahri, but crucially this Ryze as well. Ryze has been such a big pick for Knight because it allows him to play this kind of style. Set up for strong mid jungle, look for invades with Tian, play towards his side lanes, get the entire map set up for top esports. And look, even though JackeyLove does fall, it is for the greater good.
And JackeyLove almost surviving on this one. Gets the Guardian, gets the Moonlight Vigil with the Severum there as well, but it's not quite enough through the Ignite. Getting denied there. As then it's the follow-up, right? Knight managing to get these kills on the bottom side of the play while Tian chases the Hecarim through the jungle, and Karsa eventually falls. Beautiful stuff across the board here. 1v1 in the top side as well. Wayward, low on HP, has the flash though. He will walk away.
Ooh, JackeyLove taking a brunt of damage here, but Karsa is waiting in the wings with ppgod, so they're kind of keeping their eyes on where Knight's being able to roam to. You can see him just hovering over the wall here with Mark, trying to buy space for JackeyLove, so he's safe to get this wave. And I think trying as top esports to keep V5 in check is always going to be your best bet, but we got to start talking about like where this gold is situated. Because it's 18k to 18k, about to crest 19k for top esports. It's not a huge gold. And 4 of those kills are on Tian. In the long run, that's not who you want the gold on. Like, Tian will have some impact in the early stages, but will definitely fall off as the game goes on later. So when you're looking at a Viktor, a Jinx, these are the things that are going to end up carrying late game. So for top esports, Tian needs to make sure he's continuing to snowball this game with Knight, getting kills back onto JackeyLove.
Yeah. Because
this Aphelios is way behind this Jinx right now.
That said, if you're going to pick any jungler to have a big lead on, Lee Sin is definitely one of the junglers that can use it, that can find kills. Karsa's just going to contest the Herald while there's a play going on top side. Rich out of mana, but gets underneath the tower, uses his ult and his flash to survive on this one. I have no idea who got the Herald on this one, as Mark and Tian trying to survive on this one. Backing away, ppgod, low on HP. Or actually, no, he's not low on HP. He's Tahm Kench. He's completely invincible. Walks away. Karsa trying to chase out JackeyLove, who's been caught in the river. JackeyLove is not having a very fun game, but he does have Severum, and Karsa realizes that that's a whole lot of Jackrims. Can't stay in the fight. JackeyLove now will get slowly but surely chased out of the play. Has Inferno, maybe. Moonlight Vigil's already been used, though. No summoners. Slowly but surely, they chase down the Aphelios.
Hey, it's worth. I mean, you're just wasting the time that top esports invested into that Rift Herald, and they never got to pick up the Rift Herald. So top now will get mid lane push. Rookie can easily clear out this wave, though. So all said and done, all you're really losing is your top lane. Or sorry, your top side of the jungle, but Rich is actually taking it out from under Tien's nose.
Oh, Rich, that was beautiful. Steals it. Oh, he stole a Baron early. Oh, actually, no, that was Wayward. I just saw the Graves. But the Gromp now, the contested point on the map as it will reset. Tian gets nothing. As you said, he's just denying everything. Rich trying to do what he can, but will be taken in the end by Tian. But Tian staying on this top side, fighting for a Gromp. Drake is up in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and you've already got the resets coming through here for a V5. So, I mean, realistically, you get to push in mid, you can start to roam over. The only issue that you're seeing is that Rookie did end up staying in that mid lane, so definitely behind on a reset for himself, which may give the control for Knight to just move over. And Tian, because he's so accelerated, he already has his mythic, so the fact he hasn't reset yet won't mean too much in the grand scheme of things.
We go, Knight, Mark trying to set up a play in the mid lane. The quickness comes out, and there's a knock up onto Rookie. The follow-up is there from Knight, and a kick from Tian. Another kill into Tian's pocket. He does take 3 turret shots for his trouble, but Karsa's been caught. Wayward is there. Tian, you got to give this one over to someone. No, he doesn't. 6-0-1. Tian wants this game all for himself.
We said Tian needed to step up. He had the kills. He needed to be the carry, and he's doing just that. Wayward now runs into Rich, but they will just back away. Karsa in that play didn't quite have the onslaught of shadows, which means now Tian gets this dragon that we were so worried about.
And I feel like the difference between Rich and Wayward in this series has been Rich having much more of an influence in that 1v1, winning out the lanes. Like, Wayward clearly has been struggling in the 1v1. But it's when Wayward can link up with the rest of his team, he's been able to influence the game. He's been able to have a great performance and show us why he's been so successful on the team all year long. Great engage here, by the way.
Yeah, and no onslaught of shadows, as we said, so Karsa not able to have that counter engage, like buy space, and Tian position himself perfectly here alongside the roam from Wayward to make things happen. And Wayward, you can even see like dropping a significant wave top to make it happen, but he knows that if you can get the kills here, you're going to get good damage on that mid turret, get some of those plates, get the dragon, and it's all for the benefit of the greater good for top esports. And that's kind of been what we've seen a lot here on top esports is, look, we'll lose a CS, we'll lose a bit of gold here and there, but as long as we're actually getting the team as a whole ahead, that's what matters.
I will say, two of the players that have been super consistent and super dominant in this series are now having a really rough game for themselves. You know, Rookie being targeted very regularly by Tian and Mark. A lot of pressure going into him on the mid lane, and he's ended up 0-3. Similar story down on the bottom side from JackeyLove, getting caught out. ppgod trying to get that going once again, but 1-4 so far in this game. It feels like the two carries that have been consistent struggling a little bit in game 4.
Yeah, the problem for top, though, is that they don't really have enough of a score lead for Wayward to try and play through like side events, right? Like, you still have Rich who's winning, and now maybe winning a bit more.
Speaking of Rich, he just walks straight into the Rakan. There's an insane CC chain. Tian just takes another one. 7-0-1. That wasn't even his kill. He just KS'd that one straight up. Tian does not give a single monkeys as he wants to just take this game all for his own. He wants a bit of revenge, and he wants to prove to everyone at home that he's still got what it takes. And I can't believe it, but Top Esports, with a 1k gold lead with 2 Drakes back to back, it feels like with control of the whole map as well, they're looking good, Dagda, to push us to game 5. But everything we've said like that has immediately gone wrong. So I'm a little bit nervous now that I've said it out loud.
And I think the person that's making you that little bit nervous is Photic. We haven't seen him a lot in team fights. We haven't seen him a lot on the screen. But look at what he's picked up. Kraken Slayer already. He hasn't reset off of taking that bot turret. He's going to catch this mid wave. Photic has a significant amount of gold, and a Jinx with a lead like that is going to be terrifying. So you got to see if Tian can try and take Photic out of the equation before these fights start.
What do you think about the build from Photic here, though? Because Kraken Slayer against this team, I'm not super convinced, just on the fact that I feel like you need the Gale Force. You're going to have to be dodging Gnar. Like, Tian is an absolute monster in this game. He wants to kick you. You've got Knight who's going to try and root you as well. Feels dangerous.
I think the big reason is just Tahm Kench. I think that's the main reason is like, look, yes, they can try and jump in on top of you, but if Tian goes for this big kick, it's like, just devour, you're out of the equation, it's all well and good. So I think that's kind of what basically Photic is trying to play off of. And I honestly think that if you're not going to get that value out of the Gale Force, Kraken Slayer is just better by all accounts. Like, more damage, way better when you look at like gold efficiency as well. So if you can get the Kraken Slayer 100%, and even going to be going for that rapid fire cannon as well, so it can take pop shots from range, I think you're going to be pretty damn good here as Photic, and we'll have to see how these fights are going to play out, because again, if you're not going to be able to help out Photic as ppgod in these fights, then I 100% agree. Tian going to be terrifying. Knight kind of going this tank build, it looks like again, means that he's actually going to be very strong in just stepping up as a frontliner for V5.
He's been a little aggressive on this one. 1.5 minutes till Drake, but Herald is live on the map right now. It'll only be there for another minute and a half or so. Baron will be coming onto the map shortly, so if Top Esports want to go for that Herald, they need to make it happen pretty soon.
So we already see Tian starting that one up. They spot Rookie in the bot side, and I don't think this matters too much for Top Esports. So like, look, we just want to get gold. We just want to try and farm up and get ourselves back into some sort of nice spot, because as you can see, like, gold bounties on the map here, objective bounties on the map for V5. That's just kind of how far they've started to slip behind. The 3,000 gold lead slowly starting to stretch for Top Esports, but V5 just looking to see if they can get any sort of win back in their favor.
Yeah, Top Esports, but 3,000 gold lead at 18 minutes is not something to sniff at. They are in a really strong spot, but I want to go back to a statistic that we talked about early on in the day, because we've got Drake coming up in half of a minute. I want to quickly mention that V5, even when behind at 15, they still win 60% of their games across the course of this split. That is an absurdly high percentage. That's the highest in the league. Any team in this situation you'd usually count out, but V5, not so much. Top Esports in position to start the Drake on spawn here, with Knight having priority in that bottom lane.
They have one deep board just at the back of the pit there, you can see, and Top Esports will have to see if they can try and use that to get Wayward in. He's going to go and attach himself to this top side, but Knight has Rift Herald and bot. V5 have used the Hextech gate to get in, but they may actually be able to slip in here and try and separate Top Esports, but I'm not sure if that's kind of just setting up for Tian, or if it's actually a play that V5 can work with.
So TP forced out here. It is going to be Rich having to answer the Herald on the bottom side, so good use of Herald here to force the Summoner out from the side of V5. Top Esports now grouping up in the river. They are the ones with control right now. It's V5 that have to answer. It does feel kind of difficult for this V5 squad to just brute force the situation, unless Karsa can get a big ulti.
Rapid Fire Cannon Kraken Slayer now completed for Photic, though. He's so strong.
Wayward's about to turn into Mega Gnar. That's going to be Moonlight Vigil. This Dragon's just taken. That's 3 Drakes. Top Esports don't even need to fight. They're quite happy with that one. They got themselves another Drake. They got themselves the objective. They might even get a red buff on top of it as well. Beautiful stuff.
Oh, this might be too much, though.
Wayward stayed a little bit too long. He actually used his Gnar ult on the red buff as well. It's a bit of a tragedy from Wayward on this one. Tian, Sonic Wave in. They're going for the play. Look at the turnaround from Top Esports. It's just too beautiful. Everyone on the same page. Rookie taken down. 2 more for Tian. Why not have 9 kills? And Photic, he's under the tower, and he's awfully lonely in the world. Knight is going to move on forward, finds the root, but it's immediately cleansed. Everfrost won't land, and it will be the end of the play. But regardless, 12-6. It's a 5k goal lead. It's 3 Drakes and a bunch of towers on top. Dagda, I think Top Esports might just push us to 5.
Look, if you flip a coin enough times, it's going to come up what you want, at least 50%. And Tian has had 2 pretty miserable games. A third one that was very rocky, but on this Lee Sin, on what has been his signature pick, he's doing it.
And another pick onto Rich at the bottom side. Knight grabbing himself a kill, 3-0 and 8 on the rise. Tien has found ppgod. JackeyLove might finally get himself a bit of gold in this game as well, as surely they can donate the Tahm Kench over. And it's just, you know, when it rains, it absolutely pours apparently.
And apparently that rain might be a little bit purple as well, because you're looking at that Baron that is sitting on the Rift. The resets are coming through for Top Esports, and V5 are trying to get themselves onto this top side of the map. But you got to be careful there, Karsa. Top Esports are on the way.
He's not talking about Purple Rain. I thought you were going to give us a bit of a rendition there for a second on the cast. I was excited. I feel like you got the chocolatey voice that's necessary. It's going to be Baron on the cards here, as Karsa moves in to get vision control, but there's not really much he can do by himself, and I feel like this lead is starting to get a little bit ridiculous, but you can never count out V5. That's the first thing. And the second thing is the scaling ain't too shabby either with that Viktor, with the Jinx. The problem is, like, look at Rookie's Viktor. This is an uncharacteristic position that he's in, where he is massively behind in that mid lane. Only 1.5 items. He cannot carry a fight yet.
Karsa trying to see what he can do, but Tian again.
He especially can't carry a fight when Tian is doing that to him, and he gets the healing from the Gore Drinker. The Chaos Storm cannot finish him off. Tian 10-0. This is a monster performance from the Top Esports jungler after, let's be honest, a terrible year last year, a rocky split this split, but he comes into playoffs. He's looked so much better across the course of the last 2 series, and now looking amazing in game number 4 of this series. Can they secure this Drake? Karsa is around, the rocket comes in, it is going to be secured. Top Esports with yet another objective.
And there's nothing V5 can do. I mean, Photic is the only part of the map that actually ended up winning, and unfortunately, Photic isn't being given the front line that he needs to get into these fights. You can see that you're just getting burst out so quickly by Knight, by this Lee Sin. We're going to get a replay here, though, of what has been Wayward, despite the initial kill going across the ridge, having a lovely time in the 1v1 now that he has that randomness completed. It just makes it so hard to actually try and take down this.
Look at Wayward's build as well with the Triforce randomness. It's like, I'm going to 1v1 you, bro.
Yeah, what are you going to do about it?
Yeah, beautiful to see Wayward having a little bit of redemption in that top side now that him and his team are just so far ahead. It's 1 minute and 10 seconds until that next Drake as well, Dagda. And do you know,
I can feel it.
I'm so excited. Oh, don't you say anything. Don't you say anything. I want to talk about Tian. No. None of that, okay? Let's talk about Tian for a second, because this guy, like I said, had a tough year last year. And I think a lot of people were saying that, a lot of people I've seen publicly saying that he needs to be replaced on this squad, that they don't believe in this jungler anymore. And it feels like this game, you know, even across this series, he's actually not had that great of a series, generally speaking. But this game, it feels like he's finally able to breathe out with all of the issues he had last year, with stress, with his wrists. Like, it feels like he's had to fight up against so much, and it feels so good to have him, watch him have a little victory lap, you know?
I think he is a jungler, though, that relies heavily on a strong mid jungle, right? Because you can see in the games that we've had so far this series, like last game, for example, right? He gets the Lee Sin, but it's with Akali. It's like, what do you do in that scenario, right? You don't actually get to control. You don't get to play the style Tian wants to, which is play around mid lane, then use that advantage you just got to look for invades, look for kills, and like start to open up the map in that way. But the second he gets that strong mid jungle, Tian looks like a different beast. And this is why I think the draft is so important.
Karsa's going to try and go for the steal. There's nothing mind.
Nada.
I take it back. He was ramping up. He was going real quick in the jungle. It's not going to happen, though. That's going to be solved. Top Esports. And, well, with a 10,000 gold lead, a soul in their pocket, 16-6 on kills, 6-1 on towers. I mean, Top Esports, they have everything. They have everything they could possibly need. If Top Esports lose this game now, they do not deserve to move forward to the next round.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way, right? You've got, like, all the pressure that you need, the Hex tech soul for yourself, you're pushing in mid, Baron is still with you for another few seconds, so at least you may be able to get this tower if you push in quick enough, and they will, with V5 having Rookie on the top side. Now that the base is open, it just becomes so much easier to collapse down towards Wayward in the spot side as well. What have you got, V5? This is all or nothing right now.
Yeah, we need a last-ditch fight from V5, see if they can hold themselves in this game. Second in-him tower goes down on this one. It's the lightning starting to chain between the V5 players. That will build up over time, but that's 2 inhibs taken. And Top Esports can just move over to the top side with a realm warp for the minion wave. They don't even have to play through the top minion wave. They just move it. It's beautiful play as Top Esports look for a 3rd inhibitor. Big damage out from V5, though. Maybe they can do something to hold on to this objective, but it's not looking good. They just can't close the gap. Tian trying to get into the backline here. The ward dash doesn't quite make it happen, but Wayward finds a target. Karsa into the backline. As it's going to be a GA coming on through. Photic chased down by Knight in the backside of the play. And Knight's completely invincible. Karsa and Rookie can't hurt him. A double for Knight as he just 1v4s on the fountain. This is unbelievable from Knight. As I don't think he'll get the Penta. Karsa robbing his old teammate. But it doesn't matter because Top Esports, they're going to finish this game off. Oh, maybe it happens? No, Karsa, he walks away again. I think he actually bought...
They're going! They're
Did he buy
going!
QSS? He's got to stop watching his pocket. He's just playing with them. But Top Esports, they'll force us to 5 games.
Start the silver scrapes. Top Esports have done it. They won't get the pentakill, but we will be going to that game number 5. And I know that those voice comms are going to be one of the funniest things that I listen to next week coming. But I got to say, amazing performance from Top Esports. Amazing performance from